major spoilers are approaching. If you haven't seen the movie, I wouldn't recommend you watching this video. This review is 100% biased, so if you don't agree or like with it, then that's fine. Don't go mean about it. Anyway, let the video begin. Hey guys, welcome to a very special video because today I will be reviewing the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. On the 26th of October, 1 month ago, I went to go and see the FNAF movie with some of my closest friends, and not only it was amazing, it was also even better having them come along. I cannot thank them enough for joining me. I cannot believe after 8 years of waiting and waiting and waiting since we first got announced by Scott Cawthon, it is finally here. I know it's been a month. I've just been lazy because I had no motive and didn't know what to put in the video editing wise, but I've got it figured out now. Now, enough holding back my thoughts, let's get started, shall we? So, what are my initial thoughts on the movie? It was great. Seeing my favorite franchise on the big screen the whole entire time, I literally could not stop smiling throughout the whole movie. I had so much joy seeing the animatronics come to life, the references, the cameos, and the OG FNAF song by Living Tombstone at the end. Such a banger way to end the movie. But before I talk about the greatest parts of the movie, let's get it out the way and talk about the things I did notice that I can see why people didn't like the movie. Before I experienced the movie, I did see some bad reviews how the story was a mess, things didn't line up, or even saying that it doesn't have one. Well, I say to them, have you ever heard of FNAF? Do you know what franchise you're talking about? FNAF is a franchise that is so confusing, even the experts of FNAF don't even know the laws of games. Oh, sorry, that's like my throat. But being serious here, there were other reviews that said the dialogue was bad, there was no scares. Even I, as a massive FNAF fan, did notice these things. The dialogue I can agree with, kind of. For the most part, it was great, but at times, the dialogue seemed a bit cringy, and sometimes didn't work, especially with Vanessa. I think her dialogue could have been a bit better. What I can agree with is that there weren't many jump scares I was hoping for. I wish it was more horror themed, but did that make the movie bad? Of course not. There's not much to say, there were things, but they're more like nitpicking than negative. I'm just very glad that the movie came out. Yes, it wasn't perfect, but we as a fan knew that already. People who don't know FNAF that go watch the movie, they're gonna have a different opinion to us as a FNAF community, because the movie was made for the fans. Jason Blum said it himself. I would love in the second or third movie, they make it for the fans, but also try and bring in new audiences. But overall, I don't really care what people say about the movie. I love it. It's probably one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had, and that I won't forget. It was great. Speaking of great, let's talk about the greatest parts of the movie. It was everything. Everything was great, even the negatives. It's the first FNAF movie, and Scott was there making sure it was the way he wanted it, since he is the creator of the franchise, adding Easter eggs that FNAF fans would immediately notice, getting cameos, next time King of FNAF, next time, making such a great and confusing story, and trolling us with that goddamn balloon boy. I will never forgive you, Scott. Man, the Easter eggs, there were too many to keep up. My favorite one was Sparky the dog. If you don't know, Sparky the dog was a conspiracy that someone made when the first Five Nights at Freddy's game came out. A photo of Sparky the dog looking into the parts and service camera, and apparently rarely appeared as a non-threat to the player. This was later debunked, but it's still so cool to see two references of him. One as a restaurant where MatPat showed, talk about it in a sec, and Sparky himself in parts and service where Freddy chunks Max in half. Like, what?
Was that the bite of 87?
Now, let's talk about the biggest lie of all FNAF. MatPat, what the f***? Seriously, I was so stoked when I heard Matt Pat's voice, and I immediately noticed, but I couldn't recognize who was speaking. Then when he showed, pretty much everyone got excited and were clapping, and that's when we all missed him saying his classic line.
It's just a theory.
I only noticed this when I was watching it for the second time, and I was overjoyed. The one thing I wasn't expecting was that it was so fun to watch. It was so goofy to watch the animatronics build a fort out of tables and chairs and watch Bonnie happy, then falling off the chair. Abby asks if he's okay and pulls a thumbs up. It was so funny. What I can never forget is the first time watching the movie. How the audience and us in the movie theater cheered and clapped 3 different times. Matt had to reveal the death of Max and the Living Tombstone FNAF 1 song. The whole theater laughed when the Dream Theory book showed on screen in the mall. Well, that's it. As a FNAF fan, I obviously give it 100 out of 10. Even with the flaws, it's my new favorite movie. Sorry Wally, are you coming in second? Just because we waited so long that I'm honestly just so glad that we actually got it, and I was excited watching it for the first time. I actually got sad at the end of the movie because it was amazing, and it hit me that I just watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie on the day it came out on the big screen. I want to personally thank Scott Hawthorne, Blumhouse, Emma Tammy, Jim Henson's Creature Shop, the actors, and everyone behind the scenes for creating such a fantastic movie, making it possible to see FNAF on the big screen. Guys, as I was editing this video and getting all the footage or pictures for the editing, I've stumbled across Johnny Blox's recent, not a day old post, where apparently the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie is in the works, and Emmy Tammys is set to return as director. Oh my god. What? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my review on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I'll see you on the flip side.